The cremation ground, or smashan, is a place most people fear. It is where bodies are burned, where smoke carries the last traces of life into the sky, where the cries of the grieving mix with the silence of the night. For the ordinary mind, it is the end. But for the Aghori, it is the beginning. The smashan is not a place of fear, it is a temple. Not a temple of stone and idols, but of raw truth, where the illusion of permanence is shattered. And within this sacred ground, there are not only the flames of fire, but also the restless presences of spirits, the souls who linger between worlds. While most people avoid them, the Aghoris walk with them, learn from them, and sometimes even command them. This is the hidden wisdom of Sanatan Dharma that few dare to acknowledge. The scriptures of Tantra and the oral teachings of the Nath and Aghori lineages tell us that when a soul leaves the body, it does not immediately dissolve into the cosmic whole. Some ascend to higher realms, some fall into lower ones, and some remain bound to the earth. These lingering spirits, known as preta, are neither fully alive nor fully liberated. They hover in the spaces of memory and attachment, pulled by desires, unfinished duties, or unresolved karmas. The cremation ground, where life and death meet, is their natural dwelling. To the common person, encountering a preta is a terrifying ordeal, but to the Aghori, it is an opportunity to study the unseen, to cross the boundary between the known and the unknown. There is a profound truth here. The Aghori does not control spirits in the way a sorcerer or black magician might claim. Instead, he aligns with the forces of the smashan, earning the respect of the spirits through tapasya, discipline, and fearlessness. The preta recognize the one who has conquered fear, and they obey him not out of force, but out of acknowledgement. When the Aghori enters the smashan, smeared in ash, chanting mantras that vibrate with cosmic resonance, the spirits gather around. They are curious. They are drawn to his fearless energy, because fear is what binds them. The one who has no fear becomes their master. Many ancient tantras speak of pishachas, vitalas, and yoginis, beings who dwell in the cremation grounds. These are not myths but subtle realities experienced by those who dare to meditate in these spaces. The Aghori learns to recognize them, not to banish them, but to integrate their presence into his sadhana. There are rituals, known only in whispered lineages, where the Aghori establishes a bond with a particular spirit, offering it liberation in exchange for knowledge. The spirit, bound by its own karma, becomes an ally, guiding the practitioner into dimensions that the waking mind cannot enter. This is why the smashan is not silent to the Aghori. It is alive with teachers, with energies, with companions unseen by ordinary eyes. One of the greatest secrets lies in the practice of preta sadhana. Here, the Aghori deliberately calls upon the soul of the departed, not to disturb it, but to help it complete its journey. By chanting mantras of Kaili, Bhairava, or Dattatreya, the Aghori creates a bridge. The preta, restless and wandering, is drawn to the power of the mantra, and through the ritual is offered peace or direction. In this way, the Aghori becomes not a controller, but a liberator. He guides the spirits as a guru guides the disciple. But make no mistake, this is not a soft or sentimental act. It requires immense strength, because when you open the door to a wandering spirit, you also open yourself to its pain, its hunger, its anger. Only one who has mastered his mind and senses can withstand this exchange. The world fears ghosts because it does not understand them. People think spirits are malicious, out to harm the living. In truth, most spirits are simply lost. They are fragments of consciousness clinging to what they once knew. The Aghori, through his compassion masked in ferocity, helps them move on. But there are also those spirits, the vitalas and pishachas, who carry dangerous energies. They can tempt, disturb, even attack the unprepared. Here lies the difference. The Aghori does not run from them, he faces them. Armed with mantras, with his unshakable surrender to Mahakal and Mahakali, he can command even the darkest energies to obey. There are accounts in the Nath tradition where great yogis were seen walking in the cremation grounds at night, followed by entire hosts of spirits. The villagers thought they were ghosts themselves, but in reality, they had simply become the kings of the unseen. In Tantra, it is said that the yogi who conquers the smashan conquers not just the world, but also the subtle planes. Such a yogi is no longer bound by birth and death. He has mastered both the living and the dead. One of the most feared practices is Shava Sadhana. While most see only the corpse, the Aghori sees a portal. By meditating upon the body of the dead, the practitioner bridges the realms of the living and the departed. The spirit of the corpse, if still present, may appear, and the Aghori engages with it directly. This practice is not for spectacle, but for liberation. It teaches the Aghori that the body is not the self, that life and death are continuous, and that fear is the greatest illusion. Some lineages even believe that the spirits grant the practitioner siddhis, supernatural abilities, as a result of these interactions. But true Aghoris are not seekers of powers. They are seekers of truth. The siddhis are merely byproducts. In Sanatan Dharma, there is no separation between the seen and the unseen. The divas, the pyres, the pretas, and the living all exist on a continuum. The Aghori, by choosing the smashan as his temple, learns to navigate this continuum without fear. He learns that ghosts are not enemies but part of the divine play, fragments of consciousness still searching for the light. And by walking with them, he learns the ultimate lesson, that he himself is neither body nor spirit, but the Atman, eternal and untouched. What the world sees as horror, the Aghori sees as grace. When the night is filled with the howls of jackals and the air shimmers with unseen presences, the Aghori sits in meditation, unmoving. He welcomes the ghosts, for they remind him of impermanence. He welcomes the spirits, for they reveal the hidden layers of reality. And when he rises at dawn, covered in ash, eyes blazing with the light of inner fire, he has not been haunted, but blessed. It is said in the Rudra Yamala Tantra that the one who has befriended the spirits of the smashan holds no fear of the gods themselves, for the gods are pleased with the fearless, and Kali herself appears to the one who can sit among ghosts without trembling. The Aghori, then, is not a controller of spirits, but their companion, their guide, their master, only because he has first mastered himself. This is the knowledge the world does not dare to speak. Ghosts are not chains but mirrors. The smashan is not hell but liberation. And the Aghori, walking with ghosts, walks in truth while the rest of the world hides in illusion. If you have listened to these words until now, you too have crossed a boundary. You have looked into the shadows without closing your eyes. And for that, I invite you to stay with me on this journey. Subscribe to the Aghori Code, share your thoughts in the comments, and let us together uncover the wisdom that lies beyond fear, beyond death, beyond illusion. The path is not easy, but for those who dare, it is the only path worth walking.